was, and there were all the kids in Mrs. Shulman's class sitting on the floor, and there was Jeff Flint sitting there, and he immediately gestured toward me. He looked so happy to see me walk in, and he gestured toward me to sit down with him, and we were instantly best friends for some reason. Because I don't remember that he ever gave me the time of day in kindergarten, even though you say that you and Nancy were in contact from the time of kindergarten. I don't know, maybe could it have been part of Nancy's design? That
Well, we just were walking our kids to kindergarten. That was when there were the bullet holes in the kindergarten, and it wasn't safe.
So there were bullet holes in Beethoven Elementary School in 1980.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, Beethoven Elementary is only a few blocks away from Venice High School.
Huh.
And you know, Venice High School is world famous, and not for entirely, let us say, peaceful reasons. So that would just confirm your gun hole theory, or your gun hole memory.
Yeah, well, and Nancy and I, we didn't know each other before, but we would stand, we'd walk our kids, like you and Jeff, to kindergarten, and we'd wait for a while. There was those chain link fences, I think, if I recall right.
Yeah.
And we'd just stand there and we started talking to each other because we were there every day. And
yeah, the chain link fences outside Beethoven Elementary, like that image, because that's the boundary of the jail. Like that's the image in my mind, is this big jail complex, perimetered by like that fence that you're describing.
Ah, okay. Yeah, so then we got to be friends, and both you and Jeff really liked art, and you were always drawing or painting or something.
Yeah.
And then you got together a lot. Just you were both drawing and painting and everything.
Yeah.
So and then Nancy and I, we were both pretty, I don't know, kind of bohemian or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And then I don't know whose idea it was to check out Irvine, because we both would not have thought of Irvine, because there were all kinds of jokes, about behind the Iron Curtain, Orange County, and
yeah.
And so one of us said something about, yeah, we never checked out Orange County kind of thing, and it was kind of a joke at first, it seemed like. I mean, who would do that? And then until we decided, well, maybe we should check it out, because we weren't finding anything in the area we were in that seemed safe. So then we ended up in Irvine. We were there a year before Jeff was, right?
It's funny about Irvine, because I don't know how much you realized how dangerous, a lot of the kids were.
I don't think we did realize that. what we saw, the times that we went down there and were kind of checking out Orange County, Irvine, let's see, I guess there were 3 planned communities in the world. I think I told you all that. There was, they're all patterned after Irvine as being examples of the best communities. And I guess the safest and everything. So and when we went there, when we used to go there, Nancy and I checking it out, I'm sure David went too. I mean, Nancy and David probably went together, but we would just see groups of kids on bicycles and kids walking around together, and it seemed safe, but you're saying it wasn't, right?
Well, I'd say about 10% of every elementary school class that I was in, and I'm saying elementary school now. I haven't even really thought about junior high or high school. Elementary school class, roughly from, say, 4th grade, 5th grade to 6th grade, those 3 grades, roughly 10% of my classes, and I would assume of the other, comparable in other classes of the same age range, roughly 10% of the kids were, the boys, engaged in roughly criminal behavior, whether it was theft, whether it was bullying, whether it was physical violence, fighting, physical fighting, weapons possession, drug possession, drug dealing, you name it. It was all there in every single class that I was in. Now, by the time I get to, say, 7th or 8th grade, I think whoever those cohorts of people, they start becoming truly distinguished in terms of a social class distinction, so that it ceases to operate as a kind of, unintegrated, imminent threat within the body of the mainstream police, right? The mainstream hoi polloi, the mainstream student population. Where in 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, when you have these boys engaging in truly illegal daredevil type acts that really involve physical danger, involving weapons, involving physical assault, involving drugs, involving bullying, involving God knows what. Every day, everywhere, at the bike racks, in back of the school, on the playground. How about that? Recess and lunch. 2 times every day of absolute terror for roughly half the student population of every elementary school. Why? Because 10% of the boys are criminals. That's why. And you guys were completely oblivious to it. And I mean, Anna, you gotta remember, I was pounding the table. Boys would pick on me, and I'd say, "Well, where's the principal? Where's Suzanne Wygand? Why is she not? Why are these boys not in jail right now? Is this against the law? Physical assault?"
Oh boy. Yeah. I do remember when I was in school, there was a lot of shit going on. underneath the bridge. None of my friends would ever go there, you know, because that's where the bad shit happened. So
Yeah, bridges, right? What's up with walls and bridges and train tracks and stuff? It's really interesting, isn't it?
yeah,
Stand by Me. Remember that movie with the train tracks and that was such an outstanding movie. Outstanding. Stand by Me. It is appropriate. It should be outstanding because it involves standing.
yeah, yeah. I think that was Stephen King, wasn't it? Stand by Me.
Mm-hmm.
That he wrote that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So look, let's get off the phone. Otherwise, this is just going to turn into something ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well.
I'll talk to you tomorrow before 12.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Jan Cox, represent.